They sitting up resting, smiling, singing hymns, knowing that guess what? We got the kingdom of heaven coming. That's right. We good. We waiting on that. Again, it's like getting locked up for traffic tickets or murder one. Right? We want to be traffic tickets. I'm getting out of there.
Right, y'all. They show you because the Most High says it's going to be without excuse. He set up these kingdoms to show you what's coming. Like when you judge, your lawyer sitting right here. If you condemn, you go to the left. You go through that door. If you exonerate, you go to the right and walk out the door. Yeah. And you breathe and you, but then there's greater damnations in there. Yeah. If you got the death penalty, you go into a 6x9 cell, no phone call, 23 hours a day, you locked in there, no windows, which gonna torment you enough that you're gonna try to take your own life, and then we're gonna put you to death. When your day comes, after all that pain, that's why a lot of them say, a lot of them, you know, man, kill me now. Like the Oklahoma bomb. You're like, no, man, y'all ain't gonna keep me in that cell. I'm ordering y'all to kill me now.
Come on, brother.
This place
is what?
This place we call the bosom of Abraham.
Oh, just read that, Luke 16. Right, I just get into more detail. All right, the bosom of Abraham, where the righteous are going to dwell, knowing that they get paid off with the kingdom of heaven when the resurrection of life comes. All right, come on, bro.
Line 4.
Yeah.
But as to the unjust,
oh, here come the rich man. The unjust, come on.
But as to the unjust, they are dragged by force to the left hand by the angels allotted for punishment.
See, they drag. The righteous were guided to the right. The wicked are dragged to the left.
Go there.
And it say under the angels that are appointed for punishment. You got angels of God that's going to be handling punishments.
Hey, bro, you remember on Ghost when they
yes, sir. Yes.
Shadows coming to
Yeah.
Look, y'all, and that's the consciousness he's talking about. When you in your sleep, you are basically unconscious, living your life unconscious. And that unconscious realm is so powerful that you can actually have intercourse in that unconscious realm. And there's no physical power going on, so to speak. And things happen that you can dream and you can make things happen in that conscious world. And if Satan can get you to explode in your sleep, that's where we get the term wet dream from. You ain't going to work just under them sheets. You laying flat on your back. And your mind is so powerful in the wickedness of whatever you lusting after that you will go in your shorts.
Show you how powerful the mind is. Right? There's still a level of consciousness after you die. Here we all the time when you sleep.
Right. Anybody that's been in a coma, they tell you, I heard everything the doctor said.
Right.
I heard what you told Big Mama about me too. Y'all thought I was on my way out, but I heard you. When they wake back up and then they find out 5 years can pass by.
Come on, brother, let's get it.
Line 4 again.
Yeah.
But as to the unjust, they are dragged by force to the left hand by the angels allotted for punishment. No longer going with a good will, but as prisoners driven by violence, to whom are sent the angels appointed over them to reproach them and threaten them with their terrible looks, and to thrust them still downwards. Now those angels that are set over these souls drag them into a neighborhood of hell itself, who, when they are hard by it, continually hear the noise of it, and do not stand clear of the hot vapor itself. But when they have a nearer view of this spectacle, as of a terrible, exceedingly great prospect of fire, they are struck with a fearful expectation of a future judgment.
See, it ain't the lake of fire yet. There's a future judgment coming. So if you are resting, if you want to call it resting, if you were the wicked after you die, you already know you got the lake of fire coming. You already know. Come on, brother. And angels gonna be beating you down, throwing you down. And they gotta look hideous because they say a fearful look at it like, whoa, hold on. Showing you angels ain't
But where they see the place or choir of the fathers and of the just, even hereby are they punished, for a chaos deep and large is fixed between them.
We read that in Luke 16. A gulf was between the rich man and Lazarus. Yeah. You see that? Gulf was between them. They call it chaos on earth. Come on, brother.
Inasmuch that a just man that have compassion upon them cannot be omitted, nor can one that is unjust, if he were bold enough to attempt it, to pass over it.
See, we read that in Luke 16. Same thing. There's a great gulf between them.
Line number 5. This is a discourse concerning Hades, wherein the souls of all men are confined until a proper season, which God hath determined, when he will make a resurrection of all men.
No, reincarnation.
When he will make a resurrection of all men.
Did we read about the resurrection earlier? The resurrection of the just and the unjust, life and damnation. That brother's saying the same thing. And that ain't even the Bible. Come on, brother.
When he will make a resurrection of all men from the dead, not procuring a transmigration of souls from one body to another.
So no reincarnation, no transmigration of souls from one body to another.
Oh.
You see that? Josephus even knew that. You got brothers that actually out there teaching reincarnation.
Israelites.
The brother that was a scholar who had your history translated knew better. Like, no, it ain't no transmigration of souls from one body to another. Come on, brother.
But raising again those very bodies.
Those what?
Those very bodies, which you Greeks seem to be dissolved, not to believe their resurrection, but learn not to disbelieve it. For while you believe that the soul is created, and yet it is made immortal by God, according to the doctrine of Plato.
He said even Plato, y'all little philosopher, he even says that the soul is immortal. He's arguing with Greeks. This is what the brother is doing. He has a discourse with the Greeks on what happened after you died. Come on, bro.
And this in time be not incredulous, but believe that God is able, when he hath raised to life that body which was made a compound of the same elements, to make it immortal.
Make it what?
To make it immortal.
The Lord can make the body immortal. Come on.
For it must never be said of God that he is able to do some things and unable to do others.
See, even if you're talking about cremation or whatever, the Lord has resurrected those that are his. He resurrected those that ain't his too.
That's right.
You can never say of God, oh, that's impossible. That's Luke 1:37. Ain't nothing impossible for the Lord. All right, come on, bro.
We have therefore believed that the body will be raised again. But although it be dissolved, it is not perished.
Although it's turned to dust or ashes, it is not perished. Come on.
For the earth received its remains and preserves them. And while they are like seed and are mixed among the more fruitful soil, they flourish, and what is sown is indeed sown bare grain. But at the mighty sound of God, the Creator, it will sprout up.
It will what?
It will sprout up and be raised in a clothed and glorious condition, though not before it has been dissolved and mixed with the earth.
See, so you don't get your spiritual body or your eternal cloak until you go back into that ground. Until it's been mixed with the earth. Then he resurrects. It's just like dropping a seed in the ground and fruit come out.
That's right.
A plant garden. You got something, brother?
I was going to say, so it seemed like that was in Greece, right?
He was arguing with Greeks.
Arguing with Greeks.
Yes.
I remember when I was a kid in that movie Hercules, Hades.
It's a God.
When you was reading it, the place, when he was reading, when Jude was reading it, it sounded like what they showed it was the right place.
Another word for it.
Yeah, it was just like the one too.
Yeah, what they call the underworld.
Right.
Yeah. You see that? Now, talk about this. You hear about all these little Greek gods, mythology, and all that. You just write it off. Oh, that was all fake. They didn't mean that. Right. But it goes back. All that goes back to Enoch.
That's right.
You feel me? When all the angels fell and met up on the mount. Greek mythology, all the angels meet on the Mount Olympus. But it was Mount Hermon during the days of Enoch.
That's right.
Right? And then they all got their commission from there and started doing certain things. They were worship and reverence as gods in the earth.
That's right.
Started mating with human women.
Yeah.
And if y'all look at the movie, the Paramount, when you see the stars fall and land on that mountain, that's the mount where they came from. Those are the fallen stars coming down to Paramount, or that mountain, Mount Hermon, wherever it was that those fallen angels fell from. And if you look at the new version of it, it's even more wicked. They've been updated. Yes, sir.
Let's get it.
Continuation of line 5.
Hold it down, y'all. We ain't got long.
So that we have not rashly believed the resurrection of the body, for although it be dissolved for a time on account of the original transgression,
On account of what?
or on the account of the original transgression, it exists still and is cast into the earth as into a potter's furnace, in order to be formed again.
In order to what?
In order to be formed
You
again.
die in order for your body to be formed again and given that eternal cloak.
That's right.
All right, come on, brother.
Not in order to rise again such as it was before, but in a state of purity.
In a state of what?
In a state of purity, and so as never to be destroyed anymore. And to everybody shall its own soul be restored.
There go that soul again, and that body. Unto everybody his own soul shall be restored.
His own.
Souls are kept in custody, either in Abraham's bosom or what they would call Hades.
That's right.
You feel me? Until this resurrection time. Come on, brother.
And when it hath clothed itself with that body, it will not be subject to misery. But being itself pure, it will continue with its pure body, and rejoice with it, with which it having walked righteously now in this world, and never having had it as a snare, it will receive it again with great gladness. But as for the unjust, they will receive their bodies not shamed.
Oh, the unjust don't see their bodies what?
Not shamed.
Okay.
Not freed from diseases or distempers, nor made glorious, but with the same diseases wherein they died, and such as they were in their unbelief, the same shall they be when they shall be faithfully judged.
See that? All right, now let's get a little more in-depth and detail. Y'all just heard that. The soul is either going to rest with the righteous or be temporarily tormented until it's judgment time.
That's right.
All right? Now, we're going to this 4th book of Ezra. I got it up on this board. Chapter 7, verse 70 through 140. Yeah, go ahead.
After the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, the definition of Sheol, it says the Old Testament name for the place of departed souls, corresponding to the New Testament word Hades. When translated hell, it refers to the place of punishment, but when translated grave, the reference is to the souls of good men. It often means the place or state of the soul between death and resurrection. The clearest indication of different conditions in Sheol is in Christ's parable of the rich man and Lazarus. So that's the definition of Sheol.
Sheol or the grave. So y'all, this is like when you hear people say they saved, you have to, the next question on your lips should be, are you talking about from the lake of fire, or are you just talking about from lung cancer because you say you quit smoking? Or you're talking about you saved from liver damage because you quit drinking 2 gallons a week, you know, whatever. But are you saved from the lake of fire? That's what I want to know. Because if you are, then you saw your name already written in the book, in the Lamb's book of life. And I want to know how you were able to peep in that. Right. Because no man was able to open it but the root and offspring of David. So I want to know how you opened it up. And you know, everybody gonna want to peep in there, ain't they?
All right, let's get one more. Go ahead, brother.
My question is another name for hell. Is it Tophet or
Tophet, you're speaking of Isaiah 30:33. That what he said, the Most High has already created Tophet, gave you a level that, right now it's a place in Russia where it's been burning for 27 years. 40 years it's been burning for 40 years. But Isaiah 30:33 already talk about Tophet. They say the breath of the Lord kindle it. Right. That keeps it burning. He just blow on it. It ain't going out.
All right, y'all. Look, let's go into this right here. It's going to get a little more deep. It's about to get deep. In the detail about what this is. We read Luke 16 about Abraham's bosom.
Yeah, we got on about 10 minutes, y'all.
And then we just read something from an Israelite brother, which is not the Bible. And he talking about Abraham's bosom as well.
That's right.
And talk about where the righteous going to be and where the wicked going to be. All right, what we going to next is out the souped up pickle for us called the 4th book of Ezra. Right. Chapter 7, verse 70 to 40. Let me spell that souped up pickle for us. Let Gam spell it. Gam, what is it? What did it say on that book right there? Hold on, one at a time. Who gonna speak?
Spell it, then you got it right there.
He got it on. Yes. P-S-E.
Yes.
U-D-E. P-I-G-R-A-P-H.
Hey.
Right.
That's it right there?
Yes.
Yep. That's it.
Y'all even got a teacher on New Testament Apocrypha.
Now trip off this. This is where you find this at. The 4th book of Ezra, chapter 7, 70 to 140. It's called the State of the Department Before Judgment. It's in the Old Testament Pseudepigraphy, volume 1. Old Testament, volume 1. All right, let's get it, brother. Read that, please. All right. Now trip off the similar language and what we just read from Josephus and what Ezra was talking about as well. The state of the departed. Body go back to the dust, spirit go back to the Lord. You need to be tripping off your soul, though.
That's right.
where you going to be rested at to the judgment? Right. You got something, brother? What's the difference in it? You can't play. All right, we'll get you some definitions, brother. Let's read this. I'll give you some definitions. Come on.
Job book 27 will get you clear too. All of Job chapter 27.
Yeah. The book of 4th Ezra, chapter 7, verse 70. He answered me and said, when the Most High made the world and Adam and all who have come from him, he first prepared the judgment.
Hold on. He first prepared what?
He first prepared the judgment.
Lord prepared the judgment from the jump. Wow. Come on.
And the things that pertain to the judgment. And now understand from your own words, for you have said that the mind grows with us.
No, who grows with
the
us?
mind grows with us.
Wow, come on.
For this reason, therefore, those who dwell on earth shall be tormented, because though they have had understanding, they committed iniquity. And though they have received the commandments, they did not keep them. And though they obtained the law, they dealt unfaithfully with what they received. What then will they have to say in the day of judgment, or how will they answer in the last times? For how long the time is that the Most High has been patient with those who inhabit the world.
Flat out, Lord been very patient and long suffering. Come on, brother.
And not for their sake, but because of the times which he has foreordained. Verse 75. And I answered and said, if I found favor in your sight, my Lord, show this also to your servant, whether after death.
After what?
After death, as soon as every one of us yield up his soul, we shall be kept in rest until those times come. When you will renew the creation, or whether we shall be tormented at once. It's a question he asked. He answered me and said, I will show you that also, but do not be associated with those who have shown scorn, nor number yourself among those who are tormented. For you have a treasure of works laid up with the Most High.
See, he telling Ezra, you good.
You good.
Don't even tripping off the wicked. You good. Come on, bro.
But it will not be shown to you until the last time. Now concerning death,
Not concerned with what?
Now concerning death,
Come on.
the teaching is when the decisive decree has gone forth from the Most High that a man shall die.
So the Lord is the one that sanctioned you gonna die.
That's right.
He the one. Ain't nothing happening without him giving the order.
That's right.
All right, come on.
As the Spirit leads the body to return again to him who gave it, first of all, it adores the glory of the Most High. And if it is one of those who have shown scorn and have not kept the way of the Most High, and who will have despised his law, and who have hated those who fear God, such spirits shall not enter into habitations, but shall immediately wander about in torments, ever grieving and sad in 7 ways.
And how many ways?
In 7 ways.
Trip off each way you gotta go through because you've been wicked.
So remember, it said 7 ways.
Come on.
The first way, because they have scorned the law of the Most High. The second way, because they cannot now make a good repentance that they may live.
Too late. Too late. You get that ghost next and rock.
No mask for you.
Yeah. No mask for you.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
The third way, they shall see the reward laid up for those who have trusted the covenants of the Most High.
Like with the rich man and Lazarus, you can see.
Right.
You can see, like, dang,
I had that.
that's torment for you. Come on, bro.
The fourth way, they shall consider the torment laid up for themselves in the last days.
See, showing you the lake of fire, that ain't eternal judgment. This is what's going to happen to you after you die. Come on.
The fifth way, they shall see how the habitations of others are guided by angels in profound quiet. The sixth way, they shall see how some of them will pass over into torments. The seventh way, which is worse.
Which is what?
Which is worse.
Wow. Come on.
Than all the ways that have been mentioned, because they shall utterly waste away in confusion and be consumed with shame, and shall wither with fear at seeing the glory of the Most High, before whom they sinned while they were alive, and before whom they are to be judged in the last times. Verse 88. Now this is the order of those who kept the ways of the Most High.
Okay, so we got the wicked, right? Now here the order for those that were standing up. There is a reward for you if you've been standing up for the Lord. There's a reward coming for you.
That also explains when Christ said, what is the greater damnation? So what can be worse already? Number 7. That's the greater damnation.
Yeah, which is worse than all that has been mentioned. Come on, brother.
I'm going to say it again. Now this is the order of those who have kept the ways of the Most High, when they shall be separated from their mortal body. During the time that they lived in it, they laboriously served the Most High, and withstood danger every honor, that they may keep the law of the lawgiver perfectly.
Now, you got people telling you you ain't got to keep the commandments of God. You gonna believe that? It said these people are gonna be wrestling with the righteous, labor day in and day out to do what thus saith the Lord.
It gets dangerous.
Because in the Christian church, they keep the law done away with.
Withstood danger and all that.
Yeah. Says,
Hazarded their lives, like Paul was talking about in Acts. Meaning they hazarded their lives for the truth.
That's
Laid
right.
their neck on the line for it. Come on, bro.
therefore, this is the teaching concerning them. First of all, they shall see what great joy the glory of him who receives them. For they shall have rest in 7 orders.
Okay.
The first order, because they have striven with great effort to overcome the evil thought which was formed with them.
See? Yeah. They was banging with them thoughts.
And what was it? It was formed with them. See, that's Psalm 51 again, shaping with iniquity. You know, that thought came with you. with your makeup because of what Adam did. That don't make you born a sinner, though.
Right. So it said they was fighting against that. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna be fighting against your thoughts? We about the wicked stuff that hit your mind every day.
Oh.
Right? And now I trip off how much of that stuff you entertain. You feel me? And then trip off how much you actually review it. That's right. You be like, boy, I ain't been reviewing nothing. It's straight entertainment.
Oh, what you had over there?
Entertainment is madness.
Okay.
It says the first order, because they have striving with great effort to overcome the evil thought which was formed with them, that it might not lead them astray from life unto death.
Yeah.
The second order, because they see the perplexity in which the souls of the ungodly wander, and the punishment that waits them.
See? Come on. So you can see what's going on. There's some level of consciousness after you die. Come on, bro.
The third order, they see the witness which he who formed them bears concerning them, that while they were alive, they kept the law which was given them in trust. The fourth order, they understand the rest which they now enjoy, being gathered into their chambers and guarded by angels in profound quiet.
So let me say this right quick before you get listed. That was the fourth order.
Yep.
That third order is the same way that when Christ has mercy on you because he gives the wicked every chance to return. It's like when you almost drown, or when people say they had a near-death experience, the first thing they remember is all the wicked stuff. You don't see when you graduated. You don't see helping Big Mama get the groceries in. You see when I was still in that car. You see when I was taking them hood caps off, and you see when I was crawling through that window. That's what you see, and then you thrust back into this world to get it right. But what do?
Keep going right back
Right back to the dog returning to his mama.
Again, the fourth order, they understood the rest which they now enjoy, being gathered into their chambers and guarded by angels in profound quiet, and the glory which awaits them in the last days. The fifth order, they rejoice that they have now escaped what is mortal, and shall inherit what is to come. And besides, they see the straits and toil from which they have been delivered, and the spacious liberty which they are to receive and enjoy in immorality. The sixth order, when it is shown to them how their face is to shine like the sun, and how they are to be made like the light of the stars, being incorruptible from then on. The seventh order, which is greater than all, that have been mentioned, because they shall rejoice with boldness. They shall rejoice with boldness, and shall be confined without confusion, and shall be glad without fear, for they hasten to behold the face of him whom they serve in life, and from whom they are to receive their reward when glorified. This is the order of the souls of the righteous.
Souls. Come on.
And henceforth it is announced. And the aforesaid are the ways of torment which those who would not give heed shall suffer hereafter. And I answered and said, will time therefore be given to the souls after they have been separated from the bodies to see what you have described to me?
He said, will it be some time? What's up, bro? What's going on? Come on, bro.
He said to me, they shall have freedom for 7 days, so that during these 7 days they may see the things of which you have been told, and after it they shall be gathered in their habitations. Verse 102, and I answered and said, if I have found favor in your sight, show further to me your servant, whether on the day of judgment the righteous will be able to intercede for the ungodly, or to entreat the Most High for them.
See? You're like, well, what about the righteous? Will the righteous be able to say, Lord, hey, I mean, know he tripped. You know, look out for little boats in them.
Right.
Lord, I know he tripped, but the question is, will the righteous be able to intercede for the wicked
That's right.
on the day of judgment that he is? And we got Abraham praying for Sodom and Gomorrah. We talking about on the day of judgment. Will the righteous be able to pray for the wicked?
That's right.
This verse shaking his head like it ain't happening. Come on, brother.
All right, it says, fathers for sons, or sons for parents, brothers for brothers, relatives for their